Hey guys, um, so turns out, and really I wasn't following this at all, so it kind of surprised me. But Captivate 2011 was either today or yesterday. Um, Either way, a bunch of news has come out. Capcom news, of course. Captivate is like a Capcom trade show thingy majig, and so a lot of news about Capcom games have been coming out today, and I want to kind of express my thoughts, what I think of what happened, what's been announced, what's been uh, shown, and all that other stuff. So first of all, there have been Street Fighter stuff, Street Fighter 4 Arcade, Street Fighter Tekken. I don't really care about fighting games. So I'm just gonna, that's my brief mention of them. Those things we're talking about. I'm holding a toothpick in my hand, by the way. I don't know why. It's just on my desk. Anyway, um, dog. So anyway, aw. Um, there's some more news on Asura's Wrath. Asura apostrophe S Wrath. Which was a game there was only one trailer for. I think it was a I forget what the trailer when it was released. It was released, I think, last year, um, and there's been another trailer released for it. Um, and I'm not sure what type of game it is yet. It looks like some sort of uh, like some sort of beat 'em up, but not quite like a action adventure game, but with a lot of emphasis on the fighting, kind of like God of War, Devil May Cry, or something like that. Um, And anyway, a new trailer came out for it, and I'm just really excited for the game. It looks so over the top and extreme and amazing. Um, like really like my type of game. I really like beat 'em ups. I really like action adventures. This looks to be, just, and I know I say this a lot. It really does look to be a like a really groundbreaking, or if not groundbreaking, then extremely fine-tuned, hopefully both, just a really good show of the genre, the mix of the genres, whatever. It looks really fun. Story kind of looks kind of stupid, but it looks like I'd be able to ignore that. Um, it looks like it'd be fun just to play. I mean, you have this big muscular guy who starts off the first trail with a bunch of spears stuck in him, a bunch of other weapons like going through him. And you think he's dead, but he's not. And he charges to this other guy, and this other guy summons a giant, like, fat guy statue, like a Buddha or something, and this giant finger comes down on the, and it's about to crush, like a giant space Buddha, like, bigger than, like, Galactus, just, like, sticking his finger down and about to crush him. And then the little guy, I wish I had, like, a pet ant or something, he's like, no, don't! And then this, you see him, like, push the finger back up and make it explode and a whole bunch of other shit. And from what I get from the story, it's that Asura has died and has come back to life and is seeking his revenge on giant space Buddha or something. I really have no idea, but it looks really fun. They also showed some more gameplay footage of him like jumping really high into the sky and just like diving like down and just like going down and about like just tackling a giant rock golem monster like from Shadow of the Colossus or something, and it just looks really fun. So that should be coming out this year, and I'm excited for it. Um, Next game is Dragon's Dogma, which is kind of an interesting game, I think. I only saw the debut trailer for it, um, but it looks like a Western RPG. It looks like a Dragon Age or a Elder Scrolls or something. It looks like a Western RPG, but of course it's being made by Capcom, and I don't know if they're making it in their Japanese development places or some like Canada, like Blue Moon, like they do with Dead Rising, which I'll have some news on later. But it looks like an interesting case. Um, I'm not really a big fan of the Western RPG actually. Um, but like things like Dragon Age and Skyrim, like this year I've been really following them. I haven't played Dragon Age 2 because from what I hear, like combat's improved and gameplay's improved, but overall it's kind of a smaller game, and the story is kind of not as good as the first one. But the first one is more like MMO type combat, and that I could just not my thing. But Dragon's Dogma, um, it looks like that type of Western RPG, like a Dragon Age or something, where you're a knight, like a Western knight, like Middle Ages Tolkien type thing with a sword and a shield, and you're just kind of slashing these huge monsters. Like there was a Hydra, there are dragons, of course, and you're like climbing on them again, like Shadow of the Colossus, or like climbing on them, and like you're slashing the heads. Oh, there was another battle. It wasn't really a trailer. It was like a battle gameplay where the guy was battling the Hydra, and he has like a bow and arrow, and he has a sword, and he can do magic, and basically he's like climbing on the Hydra and chopping the head off, and then of course it's a Hydra, so the head grows back, and he's firing arrows, and he has like fire arrows and regular arrows, and just looks like there'd be a wide variety of combat. Well, it won't be very beat 'em up, as in you're not killing thousands of dudes at once like you would do in a Samurai Warriors, or even what Asura's Wrath looks to be like. It looks to have pretty good combat and pretty fun. Um, and if you're fighting big dragons and stuff, that's exciting. That's stuff I could really get into. And it might be my first Western style RPG, even though it could be made by an Eastern developer. I really don't know. I mean, that's only what it looks like, but I've only seen one trailer and one battle thing. So, it could just be an action adventure with no RPG elements whatsoever. It's hard to say. What I'm hoping, and I'm kind of hoping, is that it'd be like a Assassin's Creed style type of game. Um, where it seems at first like an RPG because it's so big and stuff, but it's really quite linear. And there's no leveling up or anything. You just kind of get weapons when you get them or you buy them, but you don't have to level them up or anything. You always stay at the same strength and whatever. Except this one has dragons and hydras and other big monsters and stuff, which would be pretty cool. And the last game I want to talk about is Dead Rising 2 off... What was it called? 1 minute. Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Which is a remake slash director's cut, or what they're calling a fans edition of Dead Rising 2. I know Capcom has done this type of thing before, especially with like fighting games like Street Fighter, or with the Resident Evil games. They've done this type of thing. And before, it bothered me, but I've never had that personal connection because I've never really been a fan of those games. And with the Street Fighter things, I can understand as the tournament scene grows and evolves. You have to constantly be updating things for balance purposes and stuff like that. But now that this is actually happening to a game that I really enjoy, and a series I enjoy, I'm kind of disheartened by this. I don't like seeing this thing. It's kind of the whole Madden thing where, they say, Capcom says this is going to be a bigger game overall, and they're adding more things, and the photography will be back, and there'll be new combo weapons, and, the map will have different room or something. I don't know. But I again, like the whole Madden thing, or like Street Fighter. Well, not really Street Fighter things, I guess. I'm not really, into fighting games, so what I'm saying here, it could not apply to Street Fighter at all. But I have a feeling that this sort of thing could be like DLC, or they could do like if they do what they did with like Super Street Fighter 4 and release this for like $40, that'd be fine. But if they're gonna do I don't think they should do a full price release for this, because it is a remake, and the game, Dead Rising 2 came out a year ago. I let's played it, I have it all up there. You can see my first playthrough of it, and I've played through it, 3 times, and I had fun every time, yeah. But I don't think I would buy, unless they really like flesh things out. If they make the map twice the size and add like 50,000 new psychos, and just improve the difficulty curve, and just like all those small issues that Dead Rising 2 had. then it's worth a buy. But if they really just repackage it with, a couple more zombies and a couple more combo weapons, it's not, that doesn't justify another $60 price tag for another game. Um, so I'm kind of on the fence about that right now, and I'm really hoping they kind of do like a $30, $40 re-release. Like that's the fans edition. You fans, you probably all bought Dead Rising 2 when it came out. So here's a reward. Well, not really a reward, but here we're going easy on you because we appreciate you. Here's $30 for the bigger game. Everything included. And in that case, I could trade in Dead Rising 2. I'd feel safe with that. Just trade in, Dead Rising 2 for that, and I'd feel a little better. Overall, I just don't feel that good about it though. I'm really gonna have to take a look. Look what exactly they improved, because what they end up doing could make the difference between like Super Street Fighter 4 or like a sequel like Super Street Fighter 4 or an update like Super Street Fighter 4 or something like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where it feels like an entire new game. Or but I do like Dead Rising though, and more than likely I probably will pick this up. But if it is just really tiny improvements, then I really don't think it's worth it, and Capcom drops a few points in my book. On that note, we finally got a release date for Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, and that's another game that I'm kind of on the same boat on, but differently, because Ocarina of Time has been on the N64, it's been on the GameCube, yeah, it's been on the Wii, and now it's going to be on the 3DS. But of course, with this, they say it's going to be another director's cut type thing. It's going to have Master Quest included. It's only going to be $40, and blah, blah. It's going to be improved design because you could use the touchscreen. And anyway, with that, I have to say this, I guess, just as a gamer, just to get this out. I've only beaten Ocarina of Time once in my life, and I didn't do it on my own. I was playing like a friend's game, and we were kind of switching on and off, and it wasn't like a 2-day thing. It was like I'd go back, like every week and play a little, and we'd play a little, So I've never actually played Ocarina of Time in full. Yeah, so I mean, I know it's like one of the best games ever, and I really do owe it to myself to play it. But I'm really gonna have to wait to see why I should buy this $40 version of the game. Over which is has updated graphics, has the updated menu options and stuff. I don't know whether they have to show me, and I know I've been using a lot. They have to show me why I should buy the $40 version over the $10 version they have on Virtual Console for the Wii, or the GameCube version, which is probably like $7 now. Plus, I really kind of have a thing for Wind Waker, and I really enjoy Wind Waker. And from what I hear from people, Wind Waker is kind of better than Ocarina of Time, especially now, that age has caught up with Ocarina of Time, and some designs, things have been roughed out in Wind Waker. And I really enjoy Wind Waker, I gotta say it. It's not like I've never played a Zelda game before, and they're all formulaic, so that too. Kind of, just talking about that. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. Because I just learned about this yesterday. Fancy Pants Adventures, which is I think looks like an amazing game for Xbox Live Arcade, is coming out the 20th. So get excited for that. It's a like momentum-based platformer, kind of like the old Sonic games. You can play Fancy Pants World 1 and World 2 on Newgrounds, or it's a Flash game. It's really fun. I recommend it. And the Xbox Live Arcade sequel, and this is like a full-blown out sequel, not a remake or anything, though they do have some remade levels, is coming out on the 20th on Xbox Live Arcade, 19th on PSN for $10. So I recommend that if you're into that kind of thing. Also, just while I'm making this video, and I want to plug my blog one more time. It's my8bits.tumblr or tumblr.my8bits. It's on Tumblr. It's a Tumblr blog. Search for my 8 bits. I'll put a link in the description. I don't really update as often as I'd like to, but I recently did a article, not an article, but a blog post on LA Noire. Um, I'm not really on LA Noire, but something about, LA Noire that kind of tipped me off to a thing, and I wrote a big thing about it. Not that big, like 3 paragraphs, anyway. But, I'll be writing more stuff on it as things come up, and I feel that that they'd be better suited to a blog post than a video. So if you want to do that, then please subscribe, not subscribe, please follow on Tumblr or whatever. And so that's everything that happened to be interesting in my opinion today. Actually, just one more thing. I haven't really done a formal thing on the new Sonic trailer, and I've been meaning to do it. Honestly, there's not much to do about it. I mean, you have new Sonic, you have classic Sonic. Looks fun, I'm a huge Sonic fan. Got my Sega t-shirt on, just coincidentally. I'm hyped. And that's the last thing I'm going to be talking about, because this video really has gone on longer than I really wanted it to. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Captivate 11. Those are my thoughts on remakes. Those are my thoughts on Fancy Pants and a whole bunch of other shit.